All right.
All right, so I'm here with Lotus, and I just want to start off by you introducing yourself a little bit. Um, Number one, how long have you been playing MK? Is this your first MK, or have you played more?
No, so I started playing MK in 2017. That was when me and my brother really got into it together.
Okay.
It was we I remember my brother came up to me and he was like, "Yo, you." So obviously we were big Mortal Kombat fans when we were kids. Every kid was. If you grew up in a house of boys,
Hmm.
everyone had MK at some point because of the gore,
Yeah.
you know. But my brother came up and he was like, "Yo, you know that you can hit people in the air and then continue to hit them in the air and just continue to juggle them." And then he showed me a combo video. I remember it was a Scorpion combo video.
Is this
And
Armageddon?
we both, no, this was MKX.
Okay, okay.
So we both freaked out and were like, dude, we need to get MKX. So we got MKX and we just learned from there. It
Mm.
started in, yeah, 2017, which was so it was right before Injustice 2 came out. What about
Oh,
you?
I
When did
got
you
you.
start? Is this your first MK?
No, so I'm an old man actually. I started with MK1, like the OG MK1.
Oh, really? 1992?
Yes.
That was technically my first MK as well
Oh, really?
because we had the yeah, we had the SNES port of
Gotcha.
Mortal Kombat 1.
I think that's how a lot of people were introduced to it, just because who has the quarters to spend at an arcade, like going crazy
Yeah,
for
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Cuz we were like so annoyed though from it because we were like, where's all the gore? All the cuz it was
It
a
was all
Nintendo,
gone.
so they
Yep.
took all the blood out and it was so like we were so like frustrated by it. And then we eventually ended up getting Mortal Kombat 9.
Okay.
And we were like losing our minds from how much fun that game was.
Oh,
Nice overhead.
MK9 was dope.
I've never played a less optimized, not optimized, balanced game of Mortal Kombat in my entire life.
Yeah, it was great, and especially from it being gone for so long, because I think the game previous to that was MK versus DC. I don't know if you played that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I never played it, but
Okay,
I know
you'll
about
give
it
yourself
because
a
I know
chance.
how bad it
Yeah.
was. That's what I remember hearing about. Even back then, whenever we were playing just as kids in Mortal Kombat 9.
Hmm.
Because obviously we didn't know nothing about tier lists or anything, but going back and like playing it now that I understand how fighting games work,
Uh-huh.
I'm like, dude, this game is so like the bottom tiers literally have no chance of fighting top tiers.
Absolutely not.
It's absolutely insane. Who has been consistently your main throughout Mortal Kombat games?
I've always used Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero?
Yeah.
Cool. Sub-Zero, that's a classic right there.
Uh-huh. What about yourself? Have you always used Raiden?
So, I don't know if you know this, but my first name is Raiden.
Oh, shoot, really?
Yeah, that's my actual first name is Raiden.
How? How? like,
How?
like, what were
All
your?
right.
Did you ever
So
ask your parents about that?
yeah, I did. So I'll tell you about how. It was nice armor.
Thank
Our
you.
sector. Sorry. Sorry. Um so it was literally just sorry, you can tell I'm getting focused. my my mom is the one who came up with the names, right? So
Mm.
my mom just really liked the name Raiden. And she pitched it to my father. Oh, that's suicide right there. She pitched it to my father, and then my dad was like, Raiden, huh? You know that's the name of a character in a video game, right?
Oh, really? He
And
just.
she was like, I don't care. We're gonna change the spelling. So my
Okay.
name is spelled Rayden,
Got
whereas
it.
obviously this one is Rai.
Right.
But the SNES port, the first one I ever played, he spelled with a Y.
Is it really? I never
Yes.
noticed
So
that.
I so the first one that I ever played, I have that name, which is so cool.
Mm. Damn,
But
Raiden.
yeah,
And
it was
did she just come up with the idea, or was it through?
yeah,
Did
she
she
just
like
came up
fighting
with the name.
games? And she really?
No, she just came up with the name. Didn't even know about Mortal Kombat. Just came
That's
up with the name, and then
crazy.
my dad was like, "Hey, that's a character in a video game."
Your dad knew what's up.
So
Man, that's a
Yeah, and
lot.
then mom was like, okay, we're switching it. It can't be the same.
Man, that's.
But
I mean, have you? I
but yeah,
remember. I mean, I think everyone
the
gets
so
teased.
the question that I've had to answer the most
Uh huh.
is no, what were we saying?
No, I'll no. Continue, please. The question you have to answer the most.
So the question that I've had to answer the most in my life is like the video game.
Oh yeah.
The amount of times I get that question, and I'm like, yeah, it's like Mortal Kombat,
That's
and they're
crazy.
like, that's so dope.
I agree. That is so dope. Um,
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it.
I was gonna
It's
say.
definitely a good talking point.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
then I tell them, yeah, I play the games pretty consistently too.
Mm.
And then they're like, no way, are you good at them? And I'm like, I mean, I've reached top 100 in pretty much every game I played. So
Hmm.
I'd say I'm pretty good.
Damn. I was gonna say everyone gets teased, right, for their name or for something. So I was gonna say, was there any teasing for Raiden? I can't imagine.
No, there was never any teasing. Back when I was a kid, I didn't really understand like the significance of how cool it was.
Hmm.
It was more so when I became an adult where I was like, yo, this name is awesome.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, just as a kid, it was. I mean, the only things that I would ever really get teased for was because it's an unpopular version. Like you have Aiden, you have Jaden, you have Brayden.
Oh,
Like there's all
okay.
those, but you never meet Raidens, right?
I've
So
never.
people were always like, "Your name is different. Why do they?" Because kids are evil. So they're like, "Oh, shit, I dropped it." So they're like, "Your name is different. That's not cool. We don't want to be your friends anymore." Back in like second grade.
Man. Ah. So, um, I wanted to ask you because it seems like you've played quite a few Mortal Kombat games. What would you
Yep.
say is your top Mortal Kombat endings?
So I knew you were gonna ask this question, and I could. So I was never I never really followed the endings.
Okay.
The only one that had me like actually blown away was Raiden's in MK11. Raiden's MK11 ending.
Mm,
Something about the pose where he's just sitting there meditating in front of the hourglass at the end of the tower ending just like blew me away.
what was the ending again in MK11? He split him.
He destroys Chronica, and then he obviously starts continuing the timelines, but he was like, this time we're gonna do it where the leader is now noble and just.
Mm,
We're not gonna do it as a tyranny. So he is like, because he's not Dark Raiden anymore, you know.
right,
So
right, right.
he is. So he's like, I'm gonna make this so that this is the most just and beautiful timeline ever.
Mm.
And then there's something about the way he's meditating at the end. I might send you a picture of it because it's like, oh, it's so dope.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Have you seen Final Combat? And if so, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, so I saw Final Kombat and I thought that it was kind of frustrating to be honest.
Oh, really? How so?
Yeah, because there was absolutely nothing other than
Johnny and
Johnny
Peacemaker?
Cage and Peacemaker, which was like blown away. And then people are down talking Johnny Cage, saying this character is not even top five. It's
Really? Who's
like
saying
there's
that?
no way. People say that he's not even top five, and I don't understand. He was literally the top two characters.
Yeah,
The in grand finals there were two characters being, or sorry, there was one character being played, and it was Johnny
it was just
Cage.
Johnny Cage, yeah.
And people say this character is not. They say he's not top tier. Like it blows my mind.
I would love to hear what their
But
top five is, if that's the case.
yeah, I don't. It just makes no sense to me. But obviously, it was still mad entertaining to watch
Yeah.
because it's freaking the highest level of MK. So it's like no matter what, it's gonna be fun to watch.
Right, right, right. Uh,
When Ninja. So did you watch like the entirety of Top 8?
yes, off top eight, I did.
So when Ninja Killer dropped that combo,
Oh, with
you
Liu
know the one I'm
Kang?
talking about, right?
Yes.
Yes. I
Uh,
was like, so I was restreaming it,
mhm.
and we were all losing our minds because we were like, no way he just dropped that. Because all he had to do was buffer it. If he just did the string and buffered the special move, it was
It
over.
yeah, he would
But
have
he,
won
for
that match.
some reason, yeah, he would have won. He would have made it to grand finals, where he probably would have lost to Fox. Let's be real.
But still, he would have gotten
But
second place. That was like a, I forget what the difference is between
it was
first
like an $8,000 combo
mistake.
drop,
Yeah,
something like that. It's like insane.
yeah, that was heartbreaking. Because even though Nicholas is really good, I feel like
No, Nicholas is
he's a great
fantastic.
player, but I feel like he should have. I don't know if should have is the right word, but he should have won that match, Ninja Killer.
No, Ninja Killer, he had the win. He just
Yeah.
I don't. A very uncharacteristic choke from Ninja Killer. You
Yes,
know,
I agree.
like he never messes up in situations like that. So it was crazy to see him do that.
Yeah, man.
And then that was when we got Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage, Johnny
Finals.
Cage.
So I made like a.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't know if you saw it, but I made like a tier list recently,
I didn't see that.
and I have never gotten more hate for a video in my entire life. People were like crazy that I was downplaying Raiden, and people were like, the Johnny Cage up play is insane. I can't believe you put Katana in top 5. And I'm just like, dude, it's my opinion, you know?
So speaking about that,
It's
what would you say the top 5 characters are, and for what reason?
like just for continuity, let me bring up my my tier list, because I want to make sure that, because I have it what I think it is in my head now. I just want to make sure that it's consistent. But while we're waiting, why don't you say yours?
Man, you know what? I'm not even sure. So let me actually go back. So the
Yeah,
top
let's look at the
5.
roster here for a minute.
I mean, I you have to
So are we
say.
talking post Final Combat nerf or pre Final Combat nerfs? I
Oh,
mean,
that's a great question. Let's say right now, post Final Combat.
okay.
I still think Johnny.
So yeah, so mine is gonna change a little bit
Yours will change.
from
Okay.
my video.
Yeah, I mean, I think Johnny and Peacemaker are still in there. Even though Peacemaker, they say, or rather, the nerf that makes his torpedo a high. Do you think that's a nerf or a buff?
Yeah, it's not. Honestly, he flies so far away that it's like almost no characters can even punish it.
Exactly.
Well,
And
I don't even consider it a nerf or a buff. I just consider it a
it's just a change.
change.
Yeah.
You know, like you gotta do it differently now.
Yeah, because before, if you just ducked it, it would hit you. But now, if you duck it, it just goes over. I guess he just doesn't get the confirm. But
Yeah, he's just completely safe. Like
yeah,
he's literally 100% safe.
exactly.
Against 90% of the cast.
Yeah,
It's very
exactly.
like I labbed it for like a 30 minutes trying to figure out if I could punish it in any way as Raiden from any range,
And you
and you
can't.
just can't.
Yeah, and no
You
matter
can't.
the
You can't
cameo,
punish
like
it at
not
all.
even with Glaive or if you have Jade.
No, because I was testing like Raiden, like base Raiden, so
Okay.
I wasn't looking at any cameos. But base Raiden is not able to punish it at all. That's a really good confirm. Mid into Motaro low is like, that's
I
cool.
mean, that's actually not the combo. I completely whiffed that. So
No, I know, but it's like,
I shouldn't have done Montaro clone. I should have done a special move to. Oh, how do you like Movado, by the way?
I think Movado's fantastic. I think the minus 100 health is a little overkill for the stuff he provides. I think minus 50 would be good. Oh, nice overhead.
Thank you, sir.
I think minus 50 would be good,
Okay.
but minus 100, that's kind of crazy,
I
to be honest.
I was really hoping the push block that he had would have been just a mechanic for everyone. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
was hoping it'd be universal
And
too.
then I hate that it's 2 bars. Do you ever find yourself using it at all?
Never once.
Yeah.
I've never once used it. Because
Yeah,
it's just not worth
it's
it.
too expensive. Yeah, and if you have to flawless and do that, I mean, then you might as well just hold the flawless, right?
Exactly. Just hold the flawless and wait for your turn back. But there's so many characters that have such good, consistent ways of keeping turns that it's like sometimes it can work, you know? Nice.
Thank you,
Ooh.
sir. Ooh.
Give me that punish, baby.
So I'm curious. I know that I mean, your name is Raiden and you play MK, but what do you think about the about Marvel vs. Capcom Collection? Have you ever played Marvel vs. Capcom? Are you excited about
Yeah,
that?
so I've never actually played Marvel vs. Capcom before, but
Okay.
seeing this collection come out has piqued my interest like crazy.
Okay.
I know. So when I was like getting hard into every single fighting game back when I first started, I was playing MKX, Injustice 2.
Uh-huh.
I was playing like all these. I was playing other like titles that weren't NetherRealm. I was playing Soul Calibur. Like
Okay.
I was playing tons of different fighting games. I never once went to Marvel vs. Capcom because I was like, I'm gonna switch characters by the way,
Yeah, no problem.
because I was like. I don't like the way that the game looks or works
Got it.
because I didn't like the way that it was like 3v3.
Mm,
That was like very, I don't know, it's just something about that just really turned me off to the whole idea.
okay.
But now that I'm a more seasoned fighting game player
Hmm.
and I'm better at like understanding how to play new fighting games, like I made it to the top rank in Street Fighter. I really want to continue playing Tekken because I want to make it to the top rank in that.
Street Fighter
Like I'm just
6?
uh, I've gotten pretty good at fighting games just in general. I know how they work for the most part, so I feel like if I were to pick it up, I could do really good.
Mm. You're
Have you played any games other than Mortal Kombat? Sorry, I keep cutting you off.
Oh no, no, absolutely. Yes, I have. I've played so many. So, I love Marvel vs. Capcom. I have Street Fighter 6. I just, I feel like since came out, I haven't played it. But yeah, I love Street Fighter. I think the last time I was really hardcore into Soul Calibur, it was Soul Calibur 2, and mainly because it had Link in
Mm.
it. Um,
Yeah, I remember that. I mean,
yeah,
I don't
so
remember playing it, but I remember seeing it.
yeah. So I loved Soul Calibur 2. I play Smash sometimes, so I've definitely played a bunch of different fighting games. But you said that you made it to the top rank in Street Fighter. That's Street Fighter 6?
Yes, Street Fighter 6.
Man, who do you
I made
play?
it
Who
to
do
the
you
top
main
rank
in
with
Street Fighter
Ken.
6?
So
Ken.
I did main Ken
Okay,
because my
that's
favorite Street
dope.
Fighter character is Akuma.
Okay.
So I was waiting for Akuma to come out, and while I was waiting, I was like, I gotta get good with the Shoto. So I
Yeah.
picked Ken, made it to Master Rank in Ken, and now Akuma's out, and I was playing Akuma for a while,
Okay.
and then for like a week or so straight. And then I was about to make the top rank, and then I don't remember what happened in Mortal Kombat, but oh, Homelander came out in Mortal Kombat.
That's right.
And
I
then I
remember
haven't
seeing
played
that.
Street Fighter since.
Oh, really?
Oh gosh. Damn.
Man.
My button missed the finger. No, my finger missed the button.
But yeah, Akuma looks super good in Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, he is people think he's one of the best characters in the entire game, which I can understand.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Character feels strong.
Yeah.
It's just he's one of those characters where when you're playing him, stuff just makes sense. You know? Like stuff just works and you don't have to overly think because the matchups you're doing are really difficult. It's like you have to think. You obviously have to think a little bit because you're playing a fighting game.
Right.
I mean, you have to think quite a lot because you want to read your opponent. If you want to win, you got to be actively playing. But he's not one of those characters where it's like, oh, now just because I'm sitting at a specific range, there's absolutely nothing I can do.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
he's
Like
not one of those
he has
types of
all the
characters.
tools needed.
Yeah, he has all the tools, and the only difficulty is knowing which tool to use at the right time.
Yeah.
But if you know how to do it, character's fantastic.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And
What do you think about M. Bison coming out?
oh, I mean, he looks dope. Um, I know a lot of people are upset because they're like, "Oh, we finally had Bison dead, and then now we're just gonna bring him back." But I mean, I'm okay with it. I don't think that's a big deal. Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
I think so I don't know that much about the Street Fighter lore, but I do remember seeing that people were upset about it.
Yeah, and
And I was like, how are you
like,
gonna be upset that M. Bison is back?
yeah, it's a fighting game. Like people are gonna want to play their favorite characters, so I totally understand it. Especially when you look at something like Injustice 2, where they had Joker, and he wasn't even in the story. Like he was completely dead, and they
Yeah.
still put and
Exactly.
still put Joker in. So what's the problem?
Yeah, I never understood that either. I never said my top five though.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So what would you say?
So yeah, let me say my top five real quick. I would say number one best character in the game currently is Johnny Cage.
Mm,
Number two, I'm going to put at Peacemaker.
shocker.
Um, Number three, I'm going to say is Sindel.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I really think Sindel is top five.
All right.
And then I'm going to have to go number four as. Ooh, this is where it gets difficult because there's so many characters that could be top five.
Hmm. Like, would you say? I'm surprised at how high people put Shao, but I can understand it. People
Oh, I think Shao is
put,
so good.
yeah.
I think
Um,
Shao is one of. I think Shao's top 10.
what about Homelander? Do you think he cracks top five?
I wouldn't say not quite, but he's pretty damn close.
Okay. How do you feel about
Homelander is definitely really close to top
Kenshi?
five.
Always feels like he can be a threat.
Yeah, but he's got so many matchups where he just actually struggles big time. But when he's not in a matchup where he struggles, he is dominating that matchup. So he's very difficult to place in top five for me.
Okay. What about Quan
I would
Chi?
say
How do you feel about him?
Quan Chi, I would probably put in top 10. That character is so frustratingly good.
If we don't have the
Like he's so
answer.
frustrating.
um.
I would say number four is probably Katana, and then number five is Ashra.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's what would be in my top five.
That makes sense to me.
And if not Ashra, probably Tanya.
Yeah. I've seen some nasty stuff with Tanya. What are your thoughts on Ermac? I feel like I thought we would see a hell of a lot more Ermacs in Final Combat, and almost no one picked it.
Yeah. So I think the reason for that was none of his pressure is real, and he
Okay.
doesn't have a very good mid that is like good to press in the right up in their face. The only way that you use his mid is you back up and then use it because you're trying to vacuum a button in. But other than that, I think that's the reason why he's not so great.
Huh.
I would say he's definitely one of those. He's one of those characters that is very solid, that doesn't really need many changes, but not one of those characters that's gonna cut it in Final Combat. You know?
Yeah. Which is a shame because I feel like he's so cool to watch play.
Yeah.
But I totally get what you're saying, and I've never really faced like an offline Ermac, so maybe you're right about his pressure not being real.
Yeah, because when you're playing on like against like a Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
it's
Sometimes
like,
with
dude,
people, I'm like,
it's
I don't
never
even
my
know if there's a
turn.
throw. Yeah, like what?
Like you have, yeah, that character has like, he's got some crazy stuff though.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
But other than like playing
Oh,
Raiden all the
nicely
time,
done.
I would say one of my favorite characters has always been Kung Lao. I freaking
Okay.
love Kung Lao just as a character.
Yeah. I
What do you think of the way that Raiden is like in the story now? Now that he's
like
no longer a
young
god
Raiden.
and he took Liu Kang's role.
You know what? I'm okay with it. I feel like we've had Raiden the way he's been for so long that I'm okay with them changing it up for a game. I mean, I'm pretty sure eventually we'll get God Raiden again.
I
Um,
hope so.
yeah, I know a lot of people are pissed. So I told you that
Damn it.
I told you that I have a buddy who's nice block and the flawless. Um,
Thank you.
I have a buddy who he
Damn it.
always mains Raiden in every game, and
Yeah.
he hates this new Raiden. He's like this young boy. Oh, I don't want to hurt you, and like all his great quotes and stuff like that. He's like, I can't stand this guy. But
Uh,
I'm like,
that's
it's. I mean, probably give it the trilogy. It feels like they've been doing trilogies where it's MK 9, 10, and 11, and then
yeah, now they're resetting it
yeah,
again.
and they're resetting again. So I'm like, give it 3 games. I'm pretty sure at most
He'll be
we'll
back.
have God Raiden again. Yeah,
Oh shoot. Okay, that was lucky.
nice conversion. Oh, nicely done.
Thank you.
But as I mean, storyline wise, I think it's fresh and it's new. The only thing I don't like is I wish from a like a what's the word I'm looking for here? From a story perspective, like we started with Raiden, and I wish that we also ended with Raiden. Like I wish it was just like his story instead of it going.
Yeah, that was yep. I was very upset. I thought that it was gonna be so much of. I thought that it was gonna be like Raiden was in Liu Kang's role, where you constantly
Exactly.
see Raiden and Liu Kang back when Raiden was the god. They were constantly working together, trying to figure stuff out. I thought that's how it was gonna be this time, but
Yep.
they quickly just moved on and they were like, okay, Raiden won the tournament. Let's be done.
Yeah, and that was it.
You know,
Yeah.
which I was like, come on, man, where's Raiden? That's my boy.
Yeah, I thought we would see his growth into being the champion and eventually being the hero and whatnot, but yeah. So hopefully with the new expansion storyline, they'll go that route and have it focus on Raiden because I think he deserves it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he definitely does. I think that Mortal Kombat is getting way too large.
What do you mean
Would
by
you
that?
agree? Like as far as the story? So it used to just be tournament, tournament of the realms. Everybody came to Shang Tsung's island. They fight for the tournament so that they can save their own realm. Now we're getting into multiverses, different timelines, and it's
Yeah.
like we don't gotta do all this,
And I felt like
you know?
when it just seemed like it was just Liu Kang and Shang's timeline, I'm like, I mean that's kind of
I was cool with
yeah,
that, and then they
I
were
was
like,
okay with that.
everyone has their own
Yeah,
timeline.
I thought that was too much.
That was like way too much for me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was kind of cool.
Like I feel
But
like when
when
you're
you really
watching
think
it,
about it, it's like,
I feel like when you're
what's that?
watching it, that's that shock that you get where it's like, oh my gosh, and you get all these weird combination of characters. But after that initial shock, then you're like, I kind of wish it was just timeline.
Yeah, exactly. In hindsight, you're like, damn, that kind of sucks because it's
Yeah.
so much stuff.
Oh, nice anti-air.
Thank you.
So let me ask you this: as far as so um, we only have Farah and Takeda coming out. But for Combat Pack 2, if you could design Combat Pack 2, you have the final say.
Ooh.
Ed Boon, you are Ed Boon. What would
Ed
Combat
Boon
Pack?
came up to me and was like, listen,
Exactly.
Raiden, I want you to pick Combat Pack 2.
Exactly. What's that gonna look
So
like?
that's talking three guest characters and three main characters as well as cameos.
Let's say that. Yes.
Ooh. All right. So let's start with the guest characters.
Mm,
I would continue the way that it's going now.
okay.
Continue because they already have the licensing for all three of those guests. So what they should do,
Hmm.
they should take from Invincible. They should put Invincible in the game.
Okay. I like that idea.
From the boys, they should do either Starlight or Billy Butcher.
Okay. And it would be
And
Butcher
then
with V. I'm taking it with the lasers.
yeah, Butcher when he's got the Temp V.
Okay. Okay.
And then from DC, ooh, that's a difficult one. Who would be good for from DC?
Because they got
I
they
want to
have
say the Joker, but he was in MK11.
he was in
um,
MK11. That's true. I mean, would you want to continue that since people are familiar with Joker?
wait, no, screw DC. Ghostface is who I would add.
Okay. Yeah, there have been.
I absolutely love Ghostface.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say there's a lot of rumors about that having Ghostface from Scream.
Yeah,
So
that's got me excited.
okay. And then as far as MK characters, what do you like?
Um, this is also where it gets difficult. Noob Saibot, 100%.
Okay, I know a lot of
We
people want him.
absolutely need Noob Saibot.
How would you handle Noob? Would it be Bihan or would Noob be a different character?
It would be Bihan. It would be Scorpion from this timeline, the one that we are playing in currently. Unfortunately, was forced to kill his brother Bihan.
Okay.
Kuai Liang was forced to kill Bihan, but then Bihan gets resurrected again by Quan Chi
All right.
and becomes Noob Saibot.
Okay. I like that.
That's how I would do it.
Okay. And Who else you
Because
looking
I feel like that's how they're going. Damn, I keep on falling for this. It deals 147 damage.
Oh, what was that?
Let's see. Who else did I do? What am I down for? Nice. Damn, that plus 14 is crazy.
Yeah, but if you... So the thing is, if you just let go of block there, it's 100% punishable.
Yeah, yeah, because it's a command throw.
Yeah. Ooh.
I'm one of the only Raidens who uses that, and I dropped the combo. And then for the other two characters, I would good armor. For the other two characters, I would do Jax and Sonya as
Okay.
playable
I
characters.
feel like so few people like the special forces that it
Yeah,
almost
but you can't go wrong with Jax and Sonya.
yeah, they're
And
already,
actually, either of them I could also switch out for Kano.
okay, I see.
You absolutely need Noob Saibot, but I feel like you also absolutely need those three to be base rosters. So it's like kind of difficult,
I see what you're
you
saying.
know?
Yeah.
W-
And so
And what about you? What would you pick?
oh man, I mean,
Damn.
I think your idea of continuing the characters from that they already have, the guest characters from those franchises, I think is a great idea. So I think you can't go wrong with Invincible. People love him. I think someone like Starlight or Billy Butcher. I mean, I don't think I would have gone Billy, but
Ooh,
that was a nice.
I was lucky.
Um,
Thank you. Who would you go instead of Butcher?
that's what I was trying to think.
Maybe
I would
Soldier
like
Boy?
Soldier Boy. Yes, that's exactly what I was.
Yeah, Soldier Boy would be cool too.
Yeah, and if you can get Homeboy, who did him to be the voice, I think that would.
Jensen Ackles?
Yeah,
Oh, that was risky as hell that I just did.
worked out. Ooh, nice. And then as far as LXMK characters go, I know that this is gonna be something that a lot of people won't like, but just because so many people hate the character, and I think they're such a great villain, I think I would bring back someone like Devora.
Vora,
That was nice.
Devora is one that I would personally be upset about.
Yeah.
I do gotta say that. I think you're right on the money that people would not be happy about that
I
one.
feel like so many people hate her because she killed. I mean, she killed Melina. She killed
Yep.
Scorpion. And personally, I think that's a sign of a great villain. I don't know if you're into wrestling. I meant to put a 10 there. I really like wrestling, and a lot of the you're trying to get people to boo you when you're a bad guy. And I feel like Devora does that really well. Like
Oh, I see what you mean.
hate her as a character because a lot of characters like Shang is supposed to be despicable, right? But people kind of like Shang.
And that's why we love him.
Yeah,
That's why we love him, yeah.
exactly. People kind of like Shao Kahn. Nobody
Yeah.
likes Devora. Like Devora is like if you.
No, I feel like I've seen quite a few Devora fans.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I
she
see
has her
Devora fans.
She has her fans, absolutely.
But yeah, you're right. She's majority hated, which is probably why she didn't make the cut for this game.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I think I want to change two of my Kombat Pack 2 main characters. I think I want to do Noob Saibot, Kotal Khan, and then Kano.
I was gonna say Kodo for my last one. I feel like
Oh yeah?
Kodo is a great addition. Like just aesthetically, he looks different from everyone. He has a different power set. I think he's just cool.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Ooh. Nice throw. No. Okay.
Ah. As far as
But,
MK
yeah, that
Ultimate
was-
goes, do you you have any, like, have you watched any of the animated movies or?
Yeah, so I've watched all but one of the animated movies. I watched all but the Kenshi one.
Okay, which is
Oh
funny.
no.
I haven't seen the Johnny Cage one, and I feel like the
Oh yeah,
Kenshi.
the Johnny Cage one came out.
Yeah, I haven't.
Okay, I haven't seen that one either.
Are you a
So I
fan of
watched the
those?
first two.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're fantastic. Personally, I know that a lot of people dislike some of them.
Yeah, I can see why.
Yeah,
They kind of
like
feel more like Dragon
the
Ball than Mortal Kombat at times, like the fighting.
I think that a lot of it is still really good. It's just sometimes they got a habit with going much bigger than they need to.
I agree.
Like with the second one, they made it so large for who knows why.
Right.
Okay, so that does not beat that.
Clearly it doesn't.
Oh, damn.
Oh, I think I could have challenged that, huh?
I forgot what that brutality is off of that move. Hold down. I was holding up.
Oh, I see.
But the first
No, go ahead.
what's that?
No, continue,
The
please.
first Mortal Kombat movie that came out was complete doo doo. I'm gonna be so for real.
You mean
It was so bad.
the '95 movie?
No. I mean the 2021 version.
Oh, okay.
The
Yeah.
2021 reboot
With
was
with
so bad.
Cole Young, with that
Yes, with Cole Young, whose actual superpower was just straight
plot
up
armor.
plot armor. Like it is so absurd. I could not with that one.
Yeah, I
It
read
just
that
it
that was
just blew me away.
that the studio insisted that they have a
Yep,
non-game main character, which is why would
I
you
read
want
about
to do
that
that?
too.
Yeah,
Which
completely.
I also heard that Ed Boon did not have much of a part to play in the first movie.
No, so apparently he
So,
doesn't with any of the movies. With all of them, he was like consulted, like, what do you, does this costume look good? But other than that, he's not
oh,
involved. Yeah,
but I heard that he's apparently going to be hands-on with the newest one.
really.
That's what I heard. It could be wrong, but that's what I remember hearing. But we do have Carl Urban playing Johnny Cage,
I was just gonna
which is going
ask,
to be
how do you
super
feel about
cool.
that? Yeah, I think so.
I think he would have been a better Kano,
Oh, because of his accent work? Yeah,
and he just looks almost identical to Mortal Kombat 9 Kano.
he does. With the beard
But
and whatnot, yeah.
Johnny Cage is good too. Johnny Cage is good too.
I
He's
mean,
gonna do a
Carl
good
Urban
job.
is a great actor, so I think he can adjust to
Oh
almost
yeah,
any role.
he'll crush any role he tries to do.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if you've seen, did you see him in Dread? Have you ever seen that movie?
I think I have. No.
I mean, if you like
You
action
said Fred?
movies, no, Dread.
Oh, Dread. No, I haven't.
Dread?
Yeah, no, I haven't.
Okay.
Ooh. So, what do you think about characters just getting consistently nerfed rather than buffed?
Okay.
How does that
Great
make you
topic.
feel about like the fighting game?
Great topic. I don't like it. I feel like
Yeah,
the more you nerf the game, like if your go-to answer is nerfing, then the game just gets bland because everyone's bad at that point. And what's the point?
100%. Oh, what a flawless block! That
Oh,
was such a nice boss block, though.
I couldn't capitalize. But yeah, I feel like characters should be buffed to match what's currently good. And
Exactly what I think.
and I mean, I know it's harder said than done. Oh, nice. Um, because what do you do exactly to program
I
a
think
character
it's.
to be better?
I think it could be pretty simple. It's just you have to be consulting with your audience. Like they don't really talk to us anymore, you know? we're over here like being like, yo, this character's really good, this character's really bad, and they just kind of like don't say anything, you know? Which I think the minute that your developers stop communicating with your game that you are trying to keep alive,
Uh-huh.
the game's not going to do well. Because if
Yeah.
you have the developers who really just don't care, or at least it seems like they don't care,
Mm.
why should the player base care?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's a great point.
So like I could not be more upset with
The route that they're
the
taking right now.
consistent nerfing of characters. It's just like that because then the people who played the character because the way the character played was fun and they enjoyed it a ton.
Hmm.
Now the stuff that all the stuff that you figured out doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
It's not nearly as good as it once was. It's like I don't want to play this character anymore. And if people are playing a game because a specific character is really fun and that character is no longer fun, what's going to
Yeah.
keep them coming back to the
I'm just
game?
gonna go elsewhere. Yeah.
Exactly. Like the amount of times whenever Raiden just got all of his nerfs and he was dropped all the way down to mid tier,
Yeah.
I remember I was still getting consistently teabagged every time I lost,
What?
and it made me, yeah. I mean, in hindsight, it's pretty funny.
But it's like
But every time I lost, I would get teabagged,
I
and
don't
I was like, "This
understand
is
it.
so."
Why?
It's. I know I don't get it either. Just because I'm playing a character that I enjoy,
Yeah, it's
it's
not
like,
it's not my fault. Like I always played Sub Zero and an MK11. If I lost, oh my gosh, I'm getting teabagged all day.
yeah, because I remember that character was like top
He was
5,
disgusting in 11. Yeah, but
but that was happening every time I lost, and I was like, "Why the hell am I even playing this game anymore?"
mm,
So I stopped playing MK for like a full month and just played Street Fighter
really,
because I was like I'm having 10 times more fun in Street Fighter right now than I am with Tech and than I am with Mortal Kombat. So
mm,
I was not playing Mortal Kombat for so long.
mm.
And then I came back to it
I was just gonna ask
and
you
I
what
realized
brought
that
you back.
honestly my community.
Mm,
So I got a really nice small tight-knit community who all loves this game, a bunch of Raiden players,
mhm,
and they were like I don't know. I was getting I missed going live as Raiden and everybody joining in, us all having a good time. You
mm.
know, just that's honestly what brought me back.
I see.
And when I came back was when I realized, okay, Raiden is not very good anymore.
Oh, okay.
Because I still held on to the fact that I thought Raiden was still great,
Mm,
and I didn't understand why I was losing so consistently all of a sudden. It just didn't click with me.
mm.
And then I came back, and it was very recently that I realized, shoot, this character's not great. Like he's not bad by all means. He is such a shadow of of what he once was.
Right. So it was nothing that NetherRealm did that brought you back, essentially.
No.
That's
In my opinion, NetherRealm has made pretty much nothing but the wrong choices for this entire game. And it shows. It shows with how the player base reacts to this game. It shows with how much of this game oh that was supposed to be armored.
oh,
It shows with how much of this game has died.
oh,
Like if you go
absolutely.
to Twitch on any given day, the amount of viewers of Mortal Kombat are typically less than 300.
Yeah, it's
For a game that's not even a year old,
exactly.
it's like what the
And
heck?
it's like 1,000 plus for the other major fighting games.
Yeah, Tekken and Street Fighter will be up to 10K at times.
Uh-huh.
And then Mortal Kombat's over here with 300.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's like the reason why is because the developers don't talk to us. I'm like 100% positive about that.
ooh, nice conversion. Oh,
Ah, damn.
oh, that was nice. But I will say one thing that I like what they did was how they buffed Quan, but they didn't just like
Yes.
give him plus frames or anything like that. They gave him a new move, which is kind of become
Exactly.
his identity. Oh,
100%.
yeah, and I
100%.
don't understand why they
And
don't
it's
do
like,
the same with like give Sub Zero something, give uh, Havoc something.
right? Like just the stuff that they did to Quan Chi and Reptile in Rain.
Yes.
That's the treatment that they should be giving to everybody, not just taking the top tiers and being like, okay, now Raiden can't do anything that he used to be able to do,
Right.
so no one wants to play him anymore. That's not how you balance a game, you know?
Hmm.
The
And
stuff that they gave Rain, and when they buffed Rain, that character shot up from bottom tier to top tier like crazy fast.
uh-huh. And
Which
what do you think about how they nerfed Chameleon recently?
that was fine. That's how they should be nerfing everybody.
You
They
think so?
they
I don't
simultaneously
agree. But let me hear your reasoning.
really.
Yeah.
So the reason I think that it should be like that is because they simultaneously took out all the dumb BS stuff that she was able to do while still maintaining her game plan. So now she gives you a little bit of no, she gives you a little bit of less health.
Right.
Her wake up reversal, which I think I still think that that needs to be changed. It still shouldn't launch, but it has less knockback now,
Mm-hmm.
and fundamentally the character still works pretty much the same. So it's like that BS stuff they took it out, but she still works the same. That's how I think they should be going about that. Why do you think differently?
I think differently because it doesn't. I feel like it doesn't change any of the problems overall. I think it's a band aid because if they're saying
Hmm.
okay, we wanna hurt Johnny Cage and Peacemaker, right? And everyone's using Chameleon, so let's nerf Chameleon a little bit. But nerfing Chameleon hurts everybody that uses Chameleon. So the low
Hmm.
tier, like people are like, oh yeah, Sub Zero can be good with Chameleon, but now you just hurt Sub Zero Chameleon teams.
Hmm. You're right.
You know what I mean? So it hurts
So you
everyone.
mean yeah, it hurts everybody. So you're saying like they shouldn't really nerf cameos. They should only nerf base roster.
I think with cameos you have to be careful on how you do it. Like I'm not saying
Hmm.
absolutely do not nerf cameos, but I
Right.
feel only if there's something broken. But just
Right. Like
because,
the
go ahead.
no, no, no. Please, I cut you off.
Um, but I was gonna say, if anything, I would love to see cameos that have not been used kind of get buffed up to where Chameleon is, rather than Chameleon
Right.
being
Yeah,
weakened.
that I mean that's been what we've been saying this entire time. Don't nerf, only buff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So like Frost, a cameo you never see.
yeah,
She should get those same sort of buffs.
yeah. Change her that frost walk thing that she does. That is terrible. I don't know.
Hmm.
Change it. Give it some more like properties, or just completely delete
Stuff
it
like
and give it
less
something else.
knockback and more frame advantage.
Yeah, try something. But yeah,
Yeah, I
Frost.
100% agree.
Um, give us something with the less used cameos. Ooh, nice.
I 100% agree though.
Yeah.
I just that's why I think that the way that they changed her was good because it was like, yeah, the stuff that they took out was just the BS stuff that the character has always done.
Yeah. But
But fundamentally, she still works exactly the same.
right, right, exactly. And I feel it doesn't change the bottom line. It doesn't like people are still gonna do like why wouldn't you use Chameleon Johnny anymore? Like it doesn't stop that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your only legacy will be failure. Round two.
But when you say that it still takes all the bottom tier characters and then it nerfs them too,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right.
Yeah,
But
everything
there's
is
still
everything's the same.
while I yeah, yeah, exactly. While I do agree with that, we also still remember the Cyrax meta. You know, we remember the
Right.
Kung Lao meta back when Kung Lao's hat was +2,
Right. So if
and
something
it
is
was
just
like those changes
egregious,
were
those were necessary. I agree.
those were absolutely necessary, and those two cameos are still used. Like Kung Lao is still a main cameo. Cyrax works with tons of different characters, and it's like while those got changed, the cameos are still fantastic, but
Yeah.
those changes were absolutely necessary.
Yeah, I agree.
Ah, damn it. Damn.
Chest bump. But
I
mean,
think
don't-
so.
Oh, go ahead.
So, who is your favorite in all Mortal Kombat guest character?
Guest characters? Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
I'm
your
s-
one favorite that you absolutely love.
and this is something that is going to be um oh, I love the anti-air.
Yeah.
This is something that's not gonna be really a lot of people are not gonna agree with this, but I love horror movies, so Jason Voorhees to me was my favorite.
I completely understand that. He was so
He
cool.
was so cool. And I just like that he like the abilities they gave him made sense for Jason. You know what I mean? Like Freddy was cool, but Freddy being a zoner, like shooting you from full screen.
Yeah,
kinda
it didn't make no
weird.
sense.
Yeah. But Jason
Like there's
felt
a
like
Ketchup and
Jason.
Mustard video where they're going over every single guest character and they talk about Freddy and they're like, he's just this scary horror guy who throws gloves at you.
Yeah.
It's like that's exactly who he is. He's not fun.
Exactly. So yeah.
But Jason, the amount of like identity that they gave Jason, they really captured his character and put it into Mortal Kombat. It was fantastic.
100% agree. 100% agree. What about yourself? If you had to say a guest, who do you like best?
I mean, he's on the screen right now, man.
Homelander?
No, Omni-Man.
Oh, really? Okay.
I absolutely love the way they made Omni-Man work in this game. They could not have captured his character better. Homelander is probably a close second of mine.
Okay.
I was not a big fan of many of the MK11 ones just because I didn't like the way the MK11 played.
I agree.
So it was kind of difficult to capture those character identities and put them into a game that was very, I guess, boring for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
But this game, there's so much like crazy stuff that is in this game. So they're able to put so much stuff into each guest character and give those identity. Give those characters their identities, you know? Which
you know,
I just absolutely, I love that.
I was gonna say it feels like the stuff he's doing feels like things that Omni-Man would do, like how he fights.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's not a single move he has where I'm like, I would not see Omni-Man doing
Yeah,
that. It's like
exactly.
everything he does. It's like, dude, that's Omni-Man right there.
Yep. Oh, nice shimmy. But yeah, I think they did a great job with Omni-Man. Do you, as far as how he plays, do you like him? Like if you had to, as far as tiers go, who would you say is a better character, Omni-Man or Homelander?
Homelander. He's got to be. Homelander just plays this game a lot better than Omni-Man does. No, that's not to say Omni-Man is bad. That was really sexy, by the way. That's not to say that Omni-Man is bad. I think Omni-Man is a great character. It's just this game is much more on the defensive side. Well, I don't even know if I would say that. I would just say zoners really shine through in this game. And Homelander has some excellent range tools.
Yeah.
Which Omni-Man is like, I mean, Omni-Man's got this.
Oh, that's
Damn it,
true.
I really
Yeah.
I was hoping that I would catch you with it right there. But yeah, like Omni-Man's got that tool, which is really good for him, but
Ooh, nice.
like that.
But yeah, I see what you're saying.
But Homelander's got the projectiles, he's got the range, he's got the high meterless damage. Even after the fix,
I was gonna say
he's still hitting you
fair after
hard.
the fix?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's fair. He's not entirely fixed though either, because that his overhead move, the flight overhead that
Is it still
launches.
infinite?
No, it's not punishable. It's supposed to be
really?
-19, but if he mashes down one, you can't punish him.
Oh wow.
So he's not entirely fixed though. It's just that his infinite got fixed. Nice.
I see.
His block
Well,
infinite
I
got
mean,
fixed,
at
and
least they
his.
addressed that, but
Oh yeah, that was absolutely that was the first thing they needed to
Egregious,
get rid
yeah.
of. I remember before the nerfs, I was playing against one
Omni-Man. Oh,
who was
Homelander?
trying to, yeah,
Get you into that?
he was doing it, And I was like, fine, you want to do this? We're gonna make this a drawn out match. So I just flawless blocked it and sat there and just let him do it for absolutely no bar, for no damage. I just was like, fine, you want to do this? Let's do it. And then he ended up beating me and he teabagged me.
That's I don't understand MK players online. Like what is the
I was
point?
like, you're the one who's trying to get me with some BS.
Exactly.
You're just sitting there doing your block infinite. I flawless block it because I'm not. There's nothing I can do. That's the only thing I can do is flawless block it because there's nothing you can't get out of it.
And it's like you're
So I was
mad
like,
at
fine.
me
I guess this is
for
what I'm gonna have to do.
for
Exactly.
fighting you. Like,
And then, and then he was mad at me because I was doing what I needed to do to stop his OP. Like, it was so
it
backwards.
makes no sense.
When he beat me, I was like, this dude's gonna teabag me. He teabagged me, and I literally laughed. I laughed out loud. I was like, this is absurd.
It is. It's just like why? I don't get it. Speaking of, so I know that you said that your community is really tight knit, and it seems like that it's really positive. I've been in some of your streams, and it feels like
Yeah.
the environment is really positive. But other than like outside of your particular um, environment or fans, I guess,
Mhm.
what would you say the
So
MK scene is like as far as the players go? Because a lot of people say like
on
NRS is the most toxic.
it is. I would have to
So
agree. It's unbelievably negative, and people are just they're nothing really but complainers. It feels majority of them. And it's honestly it can be embarrassing sometimes
yeah,
to like say to
when
other
you're an
people who
MK fan.
understand how the community is
Hmm.
to say, "Oh yeah, I'm a Mortal Kombat player." It
Yep.
can be embarrassing at times. The one stream that you joined was I was doing a tournament, not the one stream. The one stream I remember,
Hmm. Yeah, because I've
like
been in a
because
few.
I was yeah, the most recent one that you were in, I was like very annoyed because I did a tournament that I was very on the fence of doing. My gut was telling me don't do the tournament, don't do the tournament, and I didn't listen to my gut and I did the tournament anyways,
Hmm.
and I placed horribly. Which normally
Oh,
when I do tournaments, like I did the tournament before and it ended up going really well, but this time I just wasn't feeling it. My heart wasn't in the games. And then you joined right when I finished the tournament, right when I got bumped out. So I was in a bit of a bitter mood, and you joined, and I was like, no, I swear I'm not normally like this,
yeah, because
because I
it
was
was like a
literally
tournament. I was like, it just looks like he's playing Combat League at the time.
yeah, yeah. It was literally right when you joined that I got bumped out,
Mm.
and I hadn't even switched the title yet.
Okay, I
So
see.
I was like,
Do you remember why
I
you
was
lost? Like what? Like were you just not? You just had an off day that day.
Yeah, it was just an off day. I was not feeling it already. My brain was telling me don't fight. I just wasn't in a great mood already, and I was like, you know what, screw it. We're gonna do this tournament anyways. And then it just didn't go well, and it really just messed me up.
Oh, I see. I mean, it happens to the best
And
of
then
us.
you joined, and I was like, cool. Now I seem like I'm just one of those grumpy MK YouTubers. But
Yeah.
I'm very big on like, hey, don't be negative, man. Don't if you wanna be in this chat, you're gonna have to be positive. I don't want anybody being disrespectful to one another. Like none of that. I don't want any of that, you know?
Right. And I think it's important to make that known so that you can cultivate that type of environment.
Yeah, exactly. I 100% agree. Like I'll have some people join in every now and then
Hmm.
who are being a little rude, and I'm like, hey man, if you want to be rude, you're gonna unfortunately have to take this somewhere else, because I'm not about that.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat is notorious for being whiners, like I said, it was like I was saying earlier,
Hmm.
and disrespectful. And I don't want any of that in my chat. I'm
Yeah.
trying to kind of
Like have a
I
positive
want to be
community.
different.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ah. Nicely done. Nicely
Why
done.
did that end? Wait, what? He just did you see him? He loaded and it dropped. I didn't do
Yeah.
that.
All right. Oh man, I want to respect your time, so we'll do one more match before we call it
All
quits.
right.
But um,
Sounds good to me.
as far as the game goes, what were so we spoke about Combat Pack 2. If you were in charge, what would you do? Now, if you're just in charge
Right.
of the next patch, what are some things that you want to
Ooh.
see in the next patch?
That's actually a really good question. Damn, there's so much that I would want to do with the next patch, which first of all would be I almost want to revert Raiden's EX storm cell being so unsafe.
Okay.
I think that it should be like minus 12 again.
Mm.
Um, Reptile's EX invisibility should not go away on block. Makes no sense that it does.
Because smoke on block, he'll stay invisible, but Reptile won't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so dumb. And overall, just take the characters that are really struggling and lift them up.
Mm.
Make them better. Give them more tools. Give them more. Make the cameos that are not good and lift them up. Don't take all those top tier characters and put them down.
Yeah.
That's what I would change. Without going into major specifics,
Yeah.
that's how I would change it.
You would focus on the
Obviously,
balance.
exactly. I would way focus on the balance
Okay.
and get rid of invasions.
Just delete it. It's just gone. Oh man. Like I was trying to illustrate invasions to someone, like why I didn't like it as much, and I couldn't really put my finger on it. Is there if you had to articulate why you don't like invasions, how
Yeah,
would you say
so
it?
I know exactly why I dislike it.
Why is that?
It was great for a one-time thing. When I first played it, I was like, "Whoa, Invasions is so dope!"
Uh-huh.
And I was under the impression they were going to be consistently adding like new mesas and stuff,
Uh-huh.
and they were gonna like it was all gonna be different. Damn, I'm getting destroyed. And it was all gonna be different and stuff. But after that first time, the novelty kind of wore off. And it was like, now no longer is it fun because now it feels like a chore. That's exactly what it is. It feels like a
So
chore to play it.
in what way? Is it the gameplay itself? Is it walking around the board? Is it the matches? Like
It is the amount of time that you have to spend playing it in order to get a skin that otherwise you're going to have to pay for.
so if it were
You have to
shorter, you'd
spend.
be okay with it?
I think if it was shorter and if it was different every time. Because right now,
It's the
it's the
same.
same thing. You're
Yeah.
just going in, playing the same thing
Yep.
that I've already done every season. And it's like, it's just getting boring.
Yeah, I feel you.
Nice overhead.
Ooh.
Oh, them neutral jumps mess me up.
Ooh.
But yeah, I don't know if you. So, did you play Street Fighter at all? Like, you played Street Fighter 6, right?
Yes, yes. I use DJ.
So, I freaking love DJ.
Even
Hate
after
fighting him, but I
even
love him
after
as a
his nerf,
character.
I liked him. Yeah.
Um, so the way that they are balancing Street Fighter 6 is perfect
Oh, you know what? I
because
agree.
they're simultaneously taking all the stupid BS stuff out,
Mhm.
and then all the characters who are not great are getting buffs. All the characters who are really strong are getting very, very slight nerfs to
Mhm.
make it so that those characters are no
Are not as
longer
impressive, basically.
dominating.
Yes. Yeah. Like
And it's
even
like,
Lily.
they,
I think someone won a major tournament with Lily
yeah,
the other day. Yeah.
like the way that game is being balanced is exactly how Mortal Kombat should be balanced.
Mhm.
I think the perfect character that they should strive to make every character like is Liu Kang. Liu Kang is the
Okay.
perfect, just very, very strong. All the stuff he does is not completely absurd,
Right.
and
But he's still
he's just
good.
super. He's
Yeah.
very good,
Yeah.
but he's not like so broken that people are like, change this character, you know?
Yeah.
I think they should strive to make every character like Liu Kang.
I agree. I agree. And with that, sir, I think we're gonna call it quits here. So I just want to say I really, really appreciate your time and coming on and playing some games with
Yeah,
me.
of course, man.
But
I
if
want to say
someone,
thank you so much for inviting me. This was fantastic. I was so excited when you decided to reach out, man. I want to thank you so much for inviting me.
oh, absolutely, and thank you. I feel like as a community, when it comes games, MK, like you said, it is a lot of negativity. So, um, I just want to like connect more players and get together and talk about the game and have it be a more
Yeah.
positive experience. But if someone wanted to find you, I do have your link it's in the description. But where
Okay.
would someone go to follow you, and what do you got going on right now?
So currently, the only two things that I do right now are YouTube and Twitch. And even when I'm on Twitch, I'm live streaming it, but I'm also live streaming on YouTube. So
Hmm.
really, if you just go to my YouTube channel, which is it's Lotus with the little line through the O.
Hmm.
And if that doesn't come up just from looking that up, just look up Lotus MK1, and then I'll come up.
Gotcha, gotcha. And you stream? It feels like you stream every day, right?
Not every day. I've started streaming more consistently,
Okay.
but it's pretty. I don't know. I don't really have that great of a schedule going. I just kind of like I got time today. Cool. I'm gonna live stream.
Got it, got it. Well, it is pretty often, so if you guys want to see M play gameplay, he does ranked combat league, he does tournaments, then just check out his channel
Mhm.
and you should see something going on there.
Yeah, I do other games too recently. So,
Oh,
like, I just started
shoot!
streaming the Elden Ring DLC. I'm making Raiden in
I was
Elden Ring.
just gonna
So,
say I saw you playing that with Raiden
mhm.
in Elden Ring, and I was like, that's so cool.
Yeah,
I
I'm
like
making
it.
Raiden in Elden Ring, which
Yeah,
is so much fun. Once I'm done with that, I think I'm gonna head over to Skyrim and make Raiden in Skyrim.
that's dope.
So, yeah, I got some stuff planned.
Cool, cool. All right, well, thank you so much again, and thanks for watching, you guys. Take it easy.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, thank you so much.